So this episode's TikTok liberal has made up a new term for misgendering. If you're not aware of what that is, misgendering is essentially when somebody that identifies a certain way that, I don't know, usually it's different than what they typically look like, okay? They probably clearly look like a guy, but identify as something else, or vice versa, as a woman and identify as something else, like a man or something like that. And when you go up to them and you say or refer to them as he or her or whatever it is that they basically normally look like, they consider that as misgendering them, okay? Once again, and by the way, you would never know looking at these people. That's the whole point, is that we as human beings, regardless of whether we realize it or not, are using our eyes to decide whether we see men or women on a daily basis. That's how our brains are conditioned to operate. But here's this person that has come up with a new term for that entirely.
Fellow transgenders, I just came up with a new word. Feel free to use it. The word is misgender. Misgendering is when somebody uses a gendered term that isn't technically correct for you, doesn't technically fit, but you're not rushing to correct it, you know? A stranger calls me sir. I got misgendered. I'm not a guy, but I don't mind being called sir. A Disney cast member called me princess. I'm not a girl, but you know, I'm pretty as a princess. I got misgendered. A cis person calls me agender. It's not correct, I have a bunch of them, but you're on the right track. It's in the umbrella. I'll give you that point. I got misgendered. Hope it helps.
All right, so what happened? I mean, what in the world happened to getting canceled for getting these wrong? I mean, we've seen so many different TikToks now. We've seen the bracelets. We've seen so many other things of different ways that people want to be called and addressed, and use of indigenous people, and just you name it. I mean, we've been told everything under the sun about how we should address these people because it's under the assumption that they're going to be offended and you're going to get canceled if you mess it up, even if it changes on a daily basis. What happened to being canceled by getting it wrong? And yet you have this person talking about misgendering. What? Now here's the thing. What we really have to look at during all of this stuff is understanding that this person, I think, is just somebody that really just doesn't care what somebody calls them. That's what it really sounds like to me. I mean, maybe we can go by and refer this person as a pizza or a cat or whatever we've heard from some of these other woke TikTok people, but maybe we can use that. And they're just like, I mean, it seems like a combination of happy-go-lucky to lazy to they just don't simply care, okay? The problem is that that's not what we've been conditioned to believe by the left. We've been told this entire time that you will be canceled, that you are the worst person on earth for getting their whatever identity wrong at any given point in time, as it changes fluidly throughout the day for some of these people. And yet this person is saying, well, I just kind of really don't care all that much. I mean, why not? Who cares? He, her. I mean, this misgendering or whatever they want to call it really seems to be more about their approach to all of this than it is about other people. Which makes this whole thing very weird, because it's like misgendering was supposed to be something that somebody that was in this woke group accused somebody that was kind of probably outside of that, didn't understand or didn't know anything about it, that it was used as a bad thing. It's to say you misgendered me, a way of saying basically you were racist towards me or you offended me in some way. And now they're just pretty much making a new word that says, well, you did something that I really don't even care about. Which seems to be a woke person problem or thing going on, not so much the person that's doing the supposed misgendering or misgendering or whatever. It really is kind of odd to me that this is even a thing right now. I mean, they're just making this stuff up as they go, by the way. I mean, I've seen nothing from anybody else talking about this or referring to this new term. They are making this up, okay? And this is where this stuff is born out of. This is why this stuff is so interesting, because once again, it starts on TikTok, and then before you realize it, it somehow ends up in a college liberal arts textbook, and you're wondering what took place. Well, it started here, and I'm paying attention to it because it is very, very, very weird where we're going right now. And this is just kind of something that just is that icing on top of the cake that adds to the confusion that I have as far as to what in the world is going on in these people's minds. You just watched a clip from The William Hall Show. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe.